Hey, this is Stacia, and well, I'm gonna share a game that I played at the Parma Chess Club just last night. So I actually think I'm going to hit my a new peak rating by a little bit. So I'm gonna share all three games from last night. Of course, I'll post the other two videos tomorrow and the next day. So you'll be seeing them today, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Okay, but let's get started. So, round one was a tough game. So, I first started off against Jim Slagle, who has been slagling me lately. Like, seriously, I think I am just getting crushed by him every game. So, I knew that going in. And so, I played e4, and after e6, I was strongly considering playing c4 here. So I did pause, which you usually don't pause after move one, but I really was considering this because in Blitz I've been playing that Arthur Schnapp gambit a lot, but I don't know, I don't know this positions if black actually plays well, to be honest. So the trap line is something like this. Take. I mean, I like c4 in general though, because if someone's playing the French, they're obviously going for d5. So I kind of like that. We're just saying like, okay, you really want to go d5. But the trap goes something like this with check. Okay, this is the most natural move. Now, if they go like c6, it's probably playable. I mean, I'll look at what the engine says. Yeah, it's playable. The engine says slightly better for black, but I mean, it's a position, right? And okay, but if they go here, we go queen b3, and we're eyeing this, but good players will be like, oh, well, you can't really take because I just play bishop c6. So they don't protect the pawn or anything. They just play something like maybe grab a pawn. Why not? Right? And then I would go here, hitting f7. And queen f6 is actually the right move, but if they go queen e7, which looks fairly natural, right? It lines up with the king, it protects the pawn, it protects f7. Okay, well, now we can actually do this because after here, check. Their idea is to block, but then we have this move. Can't take because you lose the queen. And when they go here, we have checkmate. so, I mean, obviously, I wouldn't get that against Jim Slagle, though. So I actually chickened out here and just played my normal way. But I was definitely thinking during the game, I'm like, yeah, I just wish I had something else against the French. I don't really want to play the Tarrasch this game. But I played it anyway, so... Okay, we've had multiple games go like this already. By the way, this is actually a pretty critical move because if he just continues with f6 too soon, we can play this knight f4 move and attack that e-pawn. And these lines are pretty interesting. Like, for example, queen e7, we take... Yeah, you could get something like this. I don't know. Okay, so he broke with f6. We're still in theory here. I typically just take this because now he does have a backwards e-pawn. It's isolated and weak. He's a little behind in development, but I mean, we also have an isolated queen pawn. Okay, so castle. Bishop d6. And so a lot of times in these positions, you want to trade dark square bishops. Notice this is his good bishop, and that's a bad bishop. So if we trade the dark square bishop, because mine's not that great right now, we're going to be good. So I just go knight f3 to open up my bishop, and if he lets me, I'm going to play bishop f4. But here, and usually I do, but here he switched things up on me. I think we've had other games go like castles, and then I just play bishop f4. And then he might do this or something. And we play a position like this. He usually goes knight h5 next. So I don't know what I would do here. I'm not exactly sure what I would do, but okay, whatever. He didn't castle in the game. You know what he did do is play queen c7. So I was kind of wondering when he would get around to playing this move because it's basically the main line and it stops my main idea of bishop f4. But this, as far as I know, is the main line, and I've looked over this with my coach before, and I did recall that bishop g5 is the move. With the idea of routing the bishop this way and trading like that. Also secures the king side in general because it can get dangerous. Okay, so in the game, he now castled. And I've seen a Kasparov game where he plays like this, but I think it's the main line, bishop h4. Okay, and he went knight h5, and okay, so black's got huge control over the f4 square. So this is what happens a lot. And they also have ideas like rook takes f3. This exchange sacrifice is usually pretty good. Now he did that sacrifice against me one time, and I actually won that game. So I don't think he's anxious to play that way against me, but I could be wrong. Okay, but I played queen c2, which is a good move. It just attacks h7. And yeah, I think we even had a game where he played g6, which I think is a blunder. Yeah, and yeah, I think that would be a blunder. I don't have the engine on, but I believe we can play like this. And even though there's knight g7, we could get knight g5 and good luck, right? Good luck. I think this is winning for white because I don't know how they stop it. Yeah, it is. Okay. So yeah, g6 is a huge blunder. So I was looking at that during the game, but he played the correct move, which is h6. Okay. So now we just throw in this check. And I remember my coach telling me it's very important to throw in this check, but I could not for the life of me remember why. But I figured, I guess we might be deflecting the king away from that rook on f8. So maybe that's going to be useful later. I wasn't sure, but so I played that move out of memory, but I know I want the bishop on g3 where it attacks the knight. Okay, and I'm still in my prep basically because I've studied this position before. I'm pretty sure it was this position. And here he played knight to f4. So this is the first new move for me. I was expecting rook takes f3, and then I would take his knight, and then he probably has to retreat the rook, like maybe here. And I wasn't sure what's going on here. I'd probably go bishop g3. And okay, I guess we play chess from here. But in the game, knight to f4. Now, I felt I should just take that knight. I don't know what else to do. So I'm going to see what the computer says. Yep, that's the move. Okay. Take. He took with a rook. That does put pressure on the bishop. And there's also this idea too. Okay. So now I'm truly on my own and I have to figure out the plan. And this is why I've decided I don't like playing the French Tarrasch variation. I'm really bad at this sort of stuff. I mean, maybe it's a reason to keep playing it because I need to get better at it, right? So if you want to pause the video and figure out how you would proceed as white, go ahead and do so now. Okay, so here I think I played the wrong move. But it's hard for me to understand why. Okay, so I thought next he could play this rook takes f3 thing. That's what I was thinking. Not even sure it's good though. Yeah, I'm not actually sure it's good, so I'm not sure why I was focused on that. But he could also just play something like bishop d7 and get his other rook going in. And he could also try for things like this e5 break and then get the bishop out this way. He could try that too. And Well, I also thought, yeah, and he has this battery too, so. Oh, that's why I thought he could do this, because after takes, he would at least have this check. So getting a pawn for the exchange as well should be pretty decent for black. Just that's what I'm thinking. Yeah, so, okay. I played the move rook AC1. And National Master Bill Wright told me after the game that he thought this move is no good. Okay, so he said my knight on f3 is overworked and underpaid. Yeah, because the knight's guarding d4 and it's guarding the bishop. So that is a problem. And there's also this idea still. Now, I was countering that idea with the fact that I'm pinning the knight, right? Like I can take the queen. But I kind of missed black's next move. But before I go into that, let's see what the engine wants and see if you guys found the right move. Wow, it actually is listing rook AC1. But the more it thinks, it wants bishop G3 immediately. Okay. Yeah, I consider this move. I considered it. That makes sense, actually. I thought he might go, I don't know what I thought. I don't know what I thought. I mean, what if he just goes rook f8? Then the computer says, we can't play rook ac1 now. It also likes queen c3 the most. Queen c3? Protecting the knight? I mean, I would be very tempted to take the bishop. This is actually incorrect. Probably because we're helping black untangle and do this kind of stuff now. So instead, we should play just, well, plus, like, that breaks my rule never trade, because we've already blocked this diagonal, and that bishop is pinned, basically. So why would I break a pin? I don't know. Yeah, that's not a good move. Okay, rook ac1. Computer likes, and then it's saying bishop f4 now. Occupying f4. Okay. Computer likes white a lot here. The other moves is suggested. So it likes bishop g3. It likes rook fd1. So if any of you guys said that, that's a good move too. I think it just protects the pawn. Simple as that. And, okay. If this... Computer says king g2 and white is better. Yeah, I can kind of see that actually. We might be able to use the H file. That's possible. And okay, I guess we're threatening to trade this way. And we're like fully coordinated here. And black is not. So I guess white's better. Okay, fine. All right, but in the game I did this. And okay, computer is off. So my idea is I'm pinning this knight, and I'm saying, you know, if you want to try to do this, I was actually planning king h1, but I like king g2 way better. Okay, and I just thought, you know, if you're planning this, now you can't win the pawn, right? Because I win the queen. So that's sort of the idea behind it. And if they take with the bishop, that's why I doubled. So, all right. So that was sort of the line I was looking at, but my opponent surprised me here. He played knight takes d4. Okay. And, yeah, this was surprising. I missed this. I should have seen this coming and calculated this already, but I did not. So, you know, I really have to, start looking at all checks and captures. Like, I shouldn't be missing a capture like this. Like, I just thought, oh, I pinned the knight. Well, guess what? I didn't, because he can take my knight with check. Knight's protecting the bishop. He already won a pawn. Like, so this is a very critical try for black. So, but guess what? There's actually one refutation that white has. So if you want to pause the video and find that one, go ahead and do so now. So unfortunately, I didn't find the right move, and my move loses the game. I played knight takes knight, which I thought after queen takes, I can now rotate my knight like this. But further down the line, I didn't evaluate the endgame, and I should have, because it doesn't look good, as you're going to see, because he takes here. And okay, what do I do? I went g3, and then rook c4, which I kind of missed. And I just didn't know what to do here, but I did this. But what else? I mean, okay, and after bishop to d7, my rook's got the open c file, but it can easily be challenged. Also, the bishops are doing a great job covering everything, so, you know, the initiative is gone. Black has 2 bishops. Black's development is about to be completed. The only thing I have is this nice bishop, which can be challenged. They've got better center. Yeah, and they're up a pawn. So this is winning for black, I thought. Well, okay, I'd say black is like better, like a lot better. Engine says, yeah, -2. That's kind of what I thought. And this is going to be very difficult to hold a draw. And I basically got low in time, and he beat me pretty easily. But now let's go back to that critical moment, because yeah, after knight takes d4, we have this really cool move. We can actually play queen takes queen. Now, I didn't do this in the game because I was worried about knight takes f3 check. And then I have to take with a pawn, which I don't really like. But now he has to recapture, right? Because we did take his queen, so he'd have to play here. Okay, fine. And now I think if we just go like this, I did look at this. I wasn't so sure about this. I guess we're winning now that I think about it. Is this winning too? I think it is. Oh, yeah, I missed the main idea. Okay. Okay. But I think even better than taking the bishop immediately is just to throw in rook g3 or bishop g3. Why not? It attacks our rook. Okay, let's say if the rook goes here, we will take that bishop. I'm pretty sure. Is that true? Yeah, because because of this. That's what I was trying to explain. All right, so, but, okay, if they go there attacking our bishop, we take their bishop, they take our bishop. And now this is what I missed. I was looking at stuff like this. I just missed this idea at the end, which is the fact that the bishop is trapped. With the bishop's trapped, it can't go anywhere, and we're threatening rook f to c1. And good luck with that, you know? Like, bishops attack twice. How do you protect it, right? This rook is unable to do anything. And if they try to, like, attack our pinned bishop, well, this is with check. So that's not going to work. So, yeah, that just wins. The bishop's basically trapped. They're going to lose the bishop. So I missed that idea, unfortunately, and I ended up losing the game like this. Yeah, getting crushed in this ending. So, so okay. Anyway, I hope that you enjoyed the video, and I'll be back with round 2 tomorrow.